I hate the word codependency because it has like such a negative connotation to it. And there's actually a
Mm-hmm.
psychiatrist out there who I watch a lot of videos. Um, he also doesn't like the term, so he actually coined the term self-love deficit. And he talks about how it comes from like in childhood, where if you live in a turbulent environment where you become so good at
Mm-hmm.
discerning people's behaviors, you're so hyper aware more
Yeah.
than most people are. Like this, you can detect the simplest change in someone's behavior, and you can,
Mm-hmm.
people call them, people have a lot of terms for these people. Like if you're religious or spiritual, we tend to call them empaths. You just,
Yeah.
I call it, you're just super hyper aware and vigilant, and
Mm-hmm.
that just comes from spending your childhood doing that. Because we do this with our parents a lot. I do this as a child, but you also, it translates into adulthood. You pay so close attention to their behavior because this is someone you care about and you want to do something to please them. Because what's
Mm-hmm.
interesting and what people don't know is children are incapable of thinking their parents are flawed.
Right.
Like, so they will automatically internalize a parent's bad behavior. That's why children who grow up in abusive households, it could be drug abuse, it could be physical abuse or emotional abuse, they will internalize that parent's bad behavior and think that they did something wrong to make their parent act that way. Because in nature, we rely on our parents to we rely on a parent to survive.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't have any fault in them. We have to please them in some way to live. So that's ingrained in children. And then when we become adults, this translates into relationships. We become so hyper aware about our partners and their needs, and we think if I just meet their need, they're going to think I'm valuable. So it's
Mm-hmm.
almost, it's a lack of thinking you have any self-worth just being yourself, that
Right.
your love has to be something that's earned. If I can prove to you that I'm so valuable, look, I can meet your needs in every single possible way. How could you not want me and not want someone else?
Right.
It's, and I was just like that. It's thinking that you are not good enough just being you. And
Mm-hmm.
that's probably the hardest thing that I'm going to have to practice in my next relationship, which is going to be difficult, is not, you know how people tend to be on their best behavior on the first date.
Right.
I'm not even going to be on my best. I'm just going to be me because I just
Yeah.
want to be myself. I don't want to show you a version of myself that's fake. Even if
Mm-hmm.
I'm even if I'm just polishing up myself just a little bit. In reality, I'm not here to trick anybody.
Yeah.
It's going to save myself heartache in the long run, because if I can find out immediately on the first date if this is not the kind of person you want to be with, then that's just going to be a lot easier for me than risking long-term emotional investment and getting disappointed. So
Mm-hmm.
I think what you're saying is a very real thing that a lot of people do. I think I've done that easily in every relationship, where
Yeah.
you spend so much time just catering to that person. And like, I've always prided myself on being like the perfect girlfriend, but
Mm-hmm.
at the expense of not getting involved in my hobbies. I used to be such an ambitious person. I'm not pursuing my goals anymore. I'm freeing up all my free time. Like, your whole life gets consumed by pleasing this person, hoping that they'll love you back for all of your sacrifices. But in
Right.
reality, you just existing in front of them and being you is more than enough.